Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be teaching how to draft a blazer jacket in a detailed video. Okay, so if this is what you might be interested in, please keep watching. First off, we are going to be drafting the back bodies, and to draft the back bodies we have our pattern paper, our marker, and I had to come down by ½ inch and mark the starting point, which is also our shoulder line. Then I came down by 26 inches as the full length of the blazer. After that, placing my tape on a straight line again, I'm going to mark my bust point and my waist point. My bust point are 10 inches and my waist point are 17 inches. Then I'll mark a straight line on it. On my shoulder line, I am going to divide my shoulder circumference by 2 and I'll mark down. Then I'll mark my neck width, which is 3 inches. The back neck depth, which is 1 inch. Then I'll connect it to my neck width. Remember, we are drafting the back basic bodies first. On my shoulder line, I'm going to come down by 1 inch for my shoulder slope. Then I'll connect it like so. Then for my armhole depth, which is also my chest, I'll come down by 8 inches. That is, to get your armhole depth or your chest point, you're going to divide your bust point divide by 6 plus 1.5 inch allowance. Then I'll mark. This new line is going to serve as my chest line. So the next thing I'm going to do is to come out by 1 inch. I'm going to come out by 1 inch. There's no need dividing your armhole depth. Just come out by 1 inch, then connect it like so. This is for the back piece. Then the next thing I'm going to do, you also have to extend the chest points like this. After that, the next thing is to divide my nipple to nipple measurement by 2, which is 4.5, and I'll mark it all the way to the full length, from the chest point to the full length. From my chest point, I'll come down by 1 inch. I'll also do the same at the full length. I'll come out by 1 inch. At the waist area, I'll go in by ½ inch and come out by ½ inch, then connect the lines together. On my shoulder line, I will divide my shoulder line by 2. What I have there is 5 inches. Divide by 2 is 2.5, and I'll connect it to my bust point like so. To bring out the feminine curve in the blazer, we are going to, from the waist point of the center line, go in by ½ inch. Then I'll connect it all the way up and all the way down in a slanted way. Starting from the new line that we just created at the center line, I'm going to divide my bust circumference divide by 4 plus 2 inches seam allowance on the chest line and on the bust line. And on the waist line, I'm going to divide my waist circumference divide by 4 plus 2 inches seam allowance, and also add the 1 inch that we removed as the dart. And on the hip circumference, I'm going to divide, that's the full length, I'm going to divide my hip circumference divide by 4 plus 2 inches seam allowance, and that's all. So this is where I added the 1 inch that was removed as the dart, and then connect the lines together. So after that, I'll come up by 1.5 inch as my curve, and then connect it from the like this. Okay, so next thing I'm going to do is to label the parts and then cut out the excesses. So this is all we have for the back piece. Let's go ahead and cut the front piece. For the front piece, I added an extra 5 to 6 inches pattern paper for the collar. Okay, so now I am going to go in by 4 inches before drafting my front basic bodies. So I'm going to, from that line, we are not going to touch it. Now I am going to put down my shoulder circumference by divide by 2, which is 8 inches. I'll mark it down starting from the new line we created. Then the next thing I'm going to do is to go in by 3 inches as our neck width, and come down by 3 inches as my front neck depth. Connect the lines together. The next thing I'm going to do is to come down by 1 inch as our shoulder slope line. Then I will connect it to my neck width. The next thing I'm going to do is to come down by 10 inches for my bust point and 17 inches for my waist point, like we did at the back piece line, and then mark a straight line on it. To mark my armhole depth, I'm going to come down by 8 inches, then connect it together. Then after that, I'm going to connect my chest point like so and mark the line. Just label the line. And then the next thing is to divide my armholes depth by 2. Go in by 3/4 inch, then connect it like so. So before I connect it, I'm going to divide my bust circumference by 4 plus 2 inches allowance and then connect it like that. Remember, we did not do this in our back piece, okay? That is the difference. So I'm going to divide my nipple to nipple circumference by 2. That's my nipple to nipple point divided by 2. Then I'll mark the lines. Now I am going to go in by 1 inch and down by 1 inch. On the waistline, I will remove ½ inch on both sides of the line, then connect it all together like we did at the back piece. So after we're done doing that, I'm going to divide my shoulder by 2. We have 2.5, connect it to the bust point and then slant it because it's for the front piece. So I'm going to slant it a little bit with my red marker. So the red line is what we are going to be making use of. You just slant it a little bit because it's for the front piece and also it's a female blazer. I will divide my waist circumference divided by 4 plus 2 inches allowance and also the 1 inch that we removed, and my hip circumference divided by 4 plus 2 inches allowance, then connect the lines together. So we are done. Then from the down of the blazer, that's the full length, I'm going to come up by 1.5 inch, then connect it like so. So this is for our basic bodice for the front piece. So from the center line of the blazer, that's the line that we created, I came out by 1 inch for our button allowance. Then I will mark a straight line. This is my button allowance. Okay, we just created our button allowance. I will extend the line on the waistline, and on the neckline I will extend the lines too. That's the neck depth. So this is my new button allowance. So next thing I'm going to do is from the waistline, I'm going to come up by 1.5 inch. If you like, you come out by 1 inch. If you like, you come out by 2 inches, depending on how close you want your collar or where you want your collar to start. Okay, I came up by 1.5 inch. Then I'll connect it from my neck width to the point that we're going to the point that we just created. On the same neck depth, I'm going to come up by 1 inch again, connect it to the point that we created as well. Extend the lines and connect it to the point that we created as well. So this is my collar. Okay, this is the flap, the collar flap. We are not going to be making use of the red lines that I just marked. I will bring my back piece and measure the round neck. The round neck, what I have there is 3 7/8. I'm going to place it on top of my shoulder line and I'm going to mark it like so. Next thing I'm going to do is to come out by ½ inch on that same line and then connect it to my shoulder line like so. Okay, this is going to be my new collar line. Okay, so from that collar line that I just marked, in a slanted way, not in a straight line, in a slanted way like so, I will come out by 3 inches or 3.5 inches. Mine is 3.5 inches for my collar width. That's the wideness of my collar. Okay, then I will connect it to this point now. Okay, from this point, Now I'm going to come out in a slanted way by 1 inch, in a slanted way by 1 inch, like so, and I'll slant it like so, then connect the lines from the collar to here like that. So now we have formed our collar. This is the back collar and that's the front collar. So now the next thing is to do is to curve. This is optional, okay, to give that feminine curve, like that C curve. I am going to go in by 2 inches from the new line and then curve it like so to the waist point. From the waist, I'm just going to curve it to the waist like so. Then that is it for the front collar, or the front piece of our blazer jacket. Okay, next thing to do is to level the center front and the side front and then cut out all the excesses. So with this you are done. You don't even need anything else. All you need to do is to use this, cut the lining, cut the main piece of your collar, of your jacket, and then join everything together. If you want an interface, use a soft interface and then sew everything together. So this is the front bodice. Okay, it's already looking good, and this is the back bodice. Okay, so guys, we have come to the end of this video and I hope you understand this video very well. Thank you so much for watching. If you watch up to this moment, please drop a comment, like, share and comment on my videos. Thank you so much. See you in my next video. Bye.